Welcome to my little color grading tutorial. My name is Paul. This is a little color grading tutorial on my laptop, on my balcony, just as you may be watching this video on a laptop. I teach you now how to color grade with Vegas Pro on a laptop. Welcome in Vegas Pro 21, the latest version, the version 300. We have a lot of Lumix S5 clips here, mostly shot in Vlog. Some clips are not in Vlog, mostly is it shot in Vlog. We have some 25 FPS 10-bit clips here. Most things are in MP4. We have also some slow motion clips here. We have even some drone footage here, but from the DJI R3 drone, and I can show you this in a later video. A lot of in D-Log-M and stuff, and I like to work with vlog footage here. I shot actually the whole vacation in vlog. So let's take a normal Lumix S5 clip and put it into Vegas here, and now you see, okay, that's a flat looking vlog image. And you have these three colorful dots here. That is the color correction or color grading. At first we want to correct the image because that's the wrong color space, that's a logarithmic color space, and we want to convert it with the built-in Vlog to Rec 709 from Vegas, and that looks actually pretty nice. Thank you very much. That was my color grading tutorial. You have just converted this footage to the Rec 709 color space, and you see the whole beauty of the image. And when you want to play now with the footage, you go to the color wheels here. You have the shadows here. You change only the shadows, the midtones and the highlights and the whole image. And what I like to do at the beginning when I play with my footage, I see what I can do with the image. I play a little bit with the color curve here that changes the brightness and the dark areas here. And then I see what I can do with my image. And that's the vector scope that shows basically where the color is and how much the color is. That's the waveform that shows you how bright the image is. That's basically the same but with colors, and that's like the little waveform monitor you have also in your camera. You see here, that's a beautiful blue, and if you want to change, for instance, now the blue, you can go in your event here and maybe take the midtones and then play around with this lever here a little bit, and then you can see, well, I changed the image now, and well, the green changes, everything changes. Then you go here, I want to change only the highlights, and that works better because that's on the bright side of the image. And when you then change this color here, that changes the color of the ocean because that's on the bright side of the image, but it changes also here something. So what can we do now? We can go to the HSL curves here, a little bit more advanced color grading tip here. Pick this color picker here, then choose the blue color. We have now chosen the blue color, and when we now go into this tab here and move it a little bit, you can see immediately you change only the color of the ocean. You can then make the color range a little bit bigger. That gives you a little bit more flexibility, and then you can do some pretty cool things here. Change it to pretty dark blue or make it a little bit more turquoise and pink. You can even change the luminance here. When you then choose this again, you say, okay, I want to have this brighter and darker, and you see immediately what is this here. That's like color banding. Even when you shoot in logarithmic, you don't have infinite amount of color information. Even when it's 10-bit, I think this clip was an 8-bit vlog correction. We have not infinite amount of colors here. That's why you cannot overdo it. Then you have this weird effect here that can be solved with high quality 10-bit, 12-bit footage, but you don't have it at the moment. You have a Lumix S5, so don't overdo it. So and then you take maybe, I don't know, the next clip here. Let's say, for instance, this clip here. That's a beautiful clip. Let's see. That's actually a quick and slow menu clip. You can use the quick and slow mode actually to do a little time-lapse videos, and this also in Vlog. Let's do it the same, correction LUT on it, and then we see immediately how does that look. That looks pretty cool in my opinion. And now you want to give it a little bit more color because a clip like this deserves a lot of color. You go in the saturation here. My software is in German because we are from Germany here, but you see where I clicked, it's the same on your end. So you can give it a lot of color because that looks really cool. And a little bit more contrast, because that looks really nice when you added a little bit more contrast. The blues became a little bit more dominant. That looks really cool, and you can make everything a little bit darker here, that you see a lot of the images. And when you go down the color wheels, you want to choose the highlights to be even more yellow, and then becomes this image really cool. That's Vlog, and that's the corrected and color graded image. That looks pretty cool. And what you also can do is, if you want to play with it a bit, you can take the whole image, make it a little bit more warmer, then it becomes a summer look, make it a little bit more bluer. I would then choose this here, because that looks already pretty cool. You have blue and you have orange, teal and orange. That's a classic, that's a cliche. Some say it's cliche, I say that's how the world looks sometimes, and that's how it looks. That looks pretty nice. So, and then you have maybe a third clip here. Let's take, for instance, this clip here. What is this? This is actually a clip with sound. We don't need sound at the moment here. Let's mute this and make this very small. You know what? You can actually play with Vegas with the size of all the windows. Let's make the window a little bit bigger, because we only need video and no audio. So that's also a nice looking clip. And we do the same again and again and again. Choose the Vlog. But if you have now a whole vlog to make, a nice vacation video with all these clips, this becomes pretty tedious. You have to do it with every clip, and it takes a while. Imagine doing this with like 50, 60 clips or something. That's why there's a solution for that. I show you this. Imagine you have now some clips here. Let's choose here all visible fields, and when you don't want to see the audio tab, you can go on this thing here, and boop, that minimizes your audio tab, line, whatever you call it. So you have then multiple clips here. Let's say you have this clip, you have this clip, and then you have, for instance, that's the trimmer. Then you have, for instance, this clip, and you want to color grade and color correct every clip. And you also can do this in this tab here over there. This makes it a little bit smaller. When you press this here, that does basically the same, but for the whole event tab. Basically, you press this, and then all your clips should be converted to Rec 7 and 9. Yes. Every clip is now corrected. That saves you a lot of time. And actually, when you do here some corrections on this tab, like contrast or something, then every clip has this change to it. That's pretty cool. Whoops, event effect. And that's pretty handy when you have a lot of clips, and you have then basically also the option in the Lumix S5 to recover a lot of highlights. The Lumix S5 from Vlog to Rec 709 is very good in recovering highlights. If you have something that is like way too bright and you want to make it visible, that works extremely good in the Lumix S5. The Lumix S5 doesn't work so ultra good when you want to bring shadows to life and you want to make something brighter. You add then a lot of noise in an image, like seen here when I want to make something brighter from a dark perspective. That doesn't work so well, in my opinion. It is possible, but pulling something back from the highlights works very good in this camera. You shot something too bright, don't worry, you have a lot of highlight recovery in the Lumix S5, especially in Vlog. What you also can do is then pull a clip in here, and that's already corrected. That's pretty cool in my opinion, and saves you a lot of time. If you pull this down here, that's not corrected. If you do it here, that's corrected, and that's pretty handy. What you want to do in such a case, when you have some cool clips like here, you can also play with the HSL curve here. You can then select a color space like this, that's blue, and you have the luminance. Let's make something fancy here, hue versus hue. Select this color space here, make it maybe a little bit bigger. You know what, let's take all the blues in here, and now you can change the color of this scooter. That's pretty cool. Some people also like to do it with the greens. They do it with green, and then the image becomes a little bit more, I don't know, moody or something. Some people say then when they change the green to something. You can make even red leaves if you want. It looks always pretty cool. And some people make it like this, then it looks a little bit more fancy. Some people do it on vacation trips a lot, that they change the greens, that they don't see so much greens. And one little tip also here is, if you then have a clip like this here and you want to add maybe the same correction, you press right click, you press copy, click on this clip, right click, event attribute einfügen directly under copy, and then you press it, and then you have done everything from this clip to this clip. Not so much visible right now. Imagine, let's overdo it a little bit here. Let's say, I don't know, make it very contrasty, just to overdo it, just so you see what I mean. Right click, copy, right click, apply, and then everything you have done on this clip is also done on this clip. That's very cool. When you go now, then here you see, okay, what have I done now? Press this button and then go back to it, to default, go back to it. Now you can do a lot of things with the Lumix S5 footage. In Vlog is it a very, very good gradable footage. I like the blues especially, that looks pretty cool. And you can do a lot, especially when you're on vacation. That's a very good camera. It is very powerful, especially when you use it in 10-bit. Then you can make nice looking videos of a guy climbing here a little a little forest and make cool looking videos here. Embrace the speedos, guys. Greetings from Europe. So what you also can do is you can then take a clip, like for instance we make now a little experiment here. Take a clip like this that looks already very cool, and you can also then add a video layer here. Copy this video layer, hold Control, pull the mouse up, then you have this video layer on top of here. You also copy then the audio track, except you hit this, but anyway. And of course we can apply a lot of effects here on this clip, but we want to do is also correct it at first to Vlog and make it very colorful. That looks pretty cool. And then we want to make it very yellow. That looks that looks really cool. And add a lot of contrast in, and that looks, let's make something fancy here. That looks really cool. But you have also changed now the water, and you don't want this. You don't want the water also to change. You want only the sky. The sky is changed. So you can draw a mask, pretty simple mask like this, a pretty nice little looking mask, and you want to pull it maybe a little bit more down, but that looks not completely BS here because that's like a separated image. You can then choose the Kantenverlauf, I don't know what it's in English, choose maybe both and pull this here a little bit to the side. You have then a little fading. You then have like sunglasses or graduated ND filter for your footage. That can look pretty cool. That's like before and after, and that gives your footage sometimes a dreamy like look. I like to play with this. Thank you for watching. That was my little color grading tutorial.